This one came from an internal report. At first, it looked like a simple logging error. A ranger logged him out, but someone logged him back in, and that second entry happened after the man was already gone. I didn't notice it at first because the system doesn't flag duplicate activity unless the timestamps overlap, and these didn't. They were spaced just far enough apart to look normal. That's what made it worse. I was reviewing trail access logs for the North Sector, just routine cleanup, making sure people actually checked out. Most hikers forget. We clear it manually. But this one was already cleared. Name is Daniel Hargrove. Checked in at 6:12 in the morning, Trail 7B, solo. That trail's quiet, long, and doesn't loop back. You go in, you come out the same way, or you don't come out at all. At 11:47, Ranger Cole Mercer logs him out early. Notes say, subject turned back, no assistance required. That alone felt off. Rangers don't usually log people out unless there's an incident, but I let it slide at first. Cole's been there longer than me, he knows the trails. But then I saw the second entry. Same name, same trail. Logged back in at 1:03 p.m. No ranger ID attached. Just a system tag. That's when it stopped being routine, because the kiosk doesn't log entries without a user physically there. It's not remote, no signal out there. You have to be standing in front of it. I checked the camera feed for me. Trailhead. It stores low-res stills every few seconds. At 6:12, there's Hargrove. Tall guy. Backpack. Nothing unusual. At 1:03, no one. Just an empty frame. Wind moving the signboard a little. No person. No vehicle. Nothing. But the system still registered a check-in. That's when I called Cole again. I asked him to walk me through exactly what happened. He sounded different this time. Slower, like he was choosing words carefully. He said he met Hargrove around mile 3. Guy looked pale, said he hadn't slept. Kept checking behind him. Cole asked if he needed help. Hargrove said no, just wanted out. So Cole walked him back halfway. Watched him take the service road toward the lot, then turned around. Logged him out later when he got signal. That part made sense. But then I asked him something simple. Did you see his car? There was a pause. Longer this time. Then he said, I didn't check. That didn't sit right. Because we always check. If someone leaves, we confirm they actually leave. I pulled the parking lot footage. It's not great quality, but you can make out vehicles. At 6 a.m., there's a gray pickup pulling in. Matches Hargrove's registration. At 11:30, the truck's still there. At 2 p.m., still there. That's when it got uncomfortable. Because according to Cole, Hargrove left before noon, but his truck never moved. That's when I noticed something else. The second check-in at 1:03 wasn't just a duplicate. It changed the expected return time. It pushed it forward, like someone was resetting the clock, keeping him active in the system. I drove out there the next morning. Wanted to see the kiosk myself. Maybe it was glitching. Happens sometimes. The trailhead was empty, quiet. I checked the kiosk logs directly. No errors. No faults. The second entry was clean. Registered like any other. But that wasn't the part that bothered me. There were footprints around the kiosk. Not many, just a few. But they didn't match the camera. The camera showed no one at 1:03, but the ground said someone had been there. Fresh impressions, same size as Hargrove's boots, leading up to the kiosk, then stopping. No return prints, no exit path, just stopping right in front of the screen. I followed the trail, went up to mile 3 where Cole said he met him. Found a scuffed patch near the edge, like someone had slipped or been pulled. Hard to tell. There were drag marks, faint, but there, leading off the trail into thicker brush. That's when I called it in. Search team came out. We spread along the line, found more signs about 40 meters in, broken branches, a dropped water bottle. Same brand Hargrove had in the photo, but no body, no pack, no person. Just signs of movement, forced movement. That's when it started to click. Someone didn't want him found, but they also didn't want him marked missing. Not yet. Because if he stayed checked in, no one would question his absence immediately. The system would assume he was still out there, hiking, alive, buying time. We expanded the search, checked nearby access roads. That's when another detail surfaced. A vehicle had been seen the previous night, not in the main lot. Further down the service road. No plates, dark SUV, engine running, lights off. No one reported it at the time, but now it mattered. We checked tire marks. They matched fresh tracks near the brush line where the drag marks ended. That's where the trail went cold. No footprints beyond that. No sign of Hargrove leaving on his own. Just gone. But the system still said he was active. Checked in at 1:03. Expected return pushed to evening. That delay gave whoever took him a full day before we escalated. That was the plan. But it gets worse. When I went back to the station, I pulled the full system log. Not just entries, everything. Every interaction, every touch input. And there it was. At 1:03 p.m., the kiosk registered input, menu navigation, name selection, trail selection, confirm. Someone used it. Physically. But the camera didn't catch them. So I slowed the footage down, frame by frame, and that's when I saw it. One frame, just one. A shadow, not a person, just a shape cutting across the corner. Too fast, too low to the ground, like someone crouched, avoiding the camera angle. They knew exactly where not to stand. That wasn't random. That was planned. We handed everything to law enforcement. They took over, started pulling traffic cans from the surrounding highways, looking for that SUV. Days passed, then a week. No sign of Hargrove. No body, no credit card activity. Nothing. But the system still had that entry. Still showed him as someone who came back. Someone who checked in again. And that's what stuck with me. Because whoever did it didn't just take him. They interacted with our system. They understood it. Used it to delay us. And before they locked the case, I asked for one more thing. I wanted to see if the kiosk had been used again. Just in case. They pulled the latest logs. And there was one new entry. No name, just a partial input. Started, then canceled. Stein timed at 2:11 a.m. Same kiosk, same trailhead. Camera showed nothing again, just empty frames. But the ground outside told a different story. Fresh footprints. Same size, same pattern as Hargrove's boots, leading up to the screen. And this time, leading away from it too.